All right. Oh, okay. Oh, there I am. Let me turn down my music. Not sure if it can be heard, but turn that down. Hi. Welcome to my Claude Raymond design channel. I'm Steve, aka Claude Raymond. A design. I'm gonna do something that I have to itch. Scratch, I have to itch. Itch, I have to scratch. Scratch, itch. Either way, potato, potato, you know, tomato, tomato. Let's see here. Ding. Oh, this guy's got to get patched. I have lots of little things I could do. I have a feeling it's still out. So let me turn my music down more. Excuse you and pardon me. Let me do a couple of shares. Then we'll get going. I was thinking I'd attach wings to this because I got a pair of wings here. Uh, should have another set of wings somewhere, I thought. Hmm. Could have swore there was another set of wings somewhere. Oh, there are. Hi. Holden's also here. Which, if anybody has seen any of these, is familiar with Holden's butt. That's Holden's. That's his butt. Hey, buddy. I'm trying to do stuff. Uh, he usually has to check in as soon as he hears me talking. So let's click on that. Holden, you should just do some tricks for people. Tweet. Do 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 do. Ow. Why do you bite me? It's not friendly. It's not nice. It's not cool, man. It's not cool, man. There we go. All right. Let's. Ow. Don't do it a second time. No good, Nick. You're doing it again. Hi. Oh, lost my arrow again. I blame you. You scratched me earlier when he wanted me to hold him. I was holding him and I tried to get him off my shoulder and he dug in with his razor sharp, never trimmed talons. Let's see here. Do, 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 do. Thanks, buddy. It's very nice of you. Ow, you're doing it again. Uh, could you not do? I'm trying to. Do 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 do. Right. I'm gonna have to kick you off my shoulder in a moment so I can start doing some stuff. Decide what to do. Gross. You just sneezed like right in my face. Thanks. Thanks again. That was gross. Damn it. There we go. All right, buddy. Time for you to go down. Let's see what kind of shenanigans we can get up to here. Anybody finds us later? I do have my Ko-Fi there. Feel free to send a penny or two. It helps me with all my various projects, like this candle one that I'm about to start. I do need to do work on this face. I need to add cheeks and probably work on the chin a little bit, but I have the other itch I want to scratch. Good Lord, I have so many things that I'm half-assed right now. This little dragon is roughed out. He is a concept for a shoulder critter, which I kind of put some photos up of on Facebook. I don't think I shared them anywhere else, but let's get this up here a little higher. Oh. All right, hold on here. Here, let's get into sculpting mode with a hat and a covering. What is this, a coat? I don't know what the hell is this. Anyway, probably gonna wear this when I do shows. So, get this covered in crap. All right, so, yeah, we're gonna put this aside. I'm not gonna work on this right now because my brain's not in the right place. I'm not gonna work on the dragon because my brain's not in the right place, which is that guy there. I could technically attach these wings because this is menial zombie work. So let's do that. Let's do some menial zombie work. I'm gonna clip off everything about an inch and a half. I think I got an inch and a half there now. There's 1 inch. Oh, I was off a little bit. More like an inch and a quarter. Yeah, well, it's pretty darn close. I probably will be just hunky-dory with 1 inch and a quarter. Throw out this. So, we're going to turn these into little corkscrews. And after this, we're going to start a face. See if anybody shows up while I'm killing time with this. Okay. Let's do the same thing here. There we go. So Which one do we do? We got 3 now. He needs a tail still. So let's get that water out of there. And here's yet another thing I need to finish. Yeah, I just haven't been in a place. All right, let's find something pokey. Come on. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna basically just take this and this glass eye, try and find the behind it. Oop, I hit it. I still hit it. Same thing over here. All right, take our corkscrew. Corkscrew it in here. This is the first one that hasn't worked. I think I'm hitting the glass eye. Let's turn this other light on. So, yeah, that's kind of what's happening. My corkscrew isn't corkscrewing because I'm hitting the glass. What did I just do with that piece I was using? Thought I threw it back in here. The worst. This is not the one, but it'll be all right. So this is a half round cab, so the glass really goes all the way to here. Oh, I'm gonna poke a hole a little farther behind there. There we go. Now we're going to use a little foam clay, attach it right there. Don't have a lot of the black foam clay left. Let's see if I have enough to make one more set of wings. Let's see here, we just need a tiny bit for operation attach wings. We're just going to take a little foam clay, wrap it around the base of the bat wing, and smoosh it around. And then I got some water back here, and we're going to use the water to smooth it out to the head. Same thing on the other side. I don't think we need as much as we got there. So take that, put that in there. And then do the same thing. We're gonna smush this foam clay around on there. And dab my finger. And here we go. Wings are attached. Might see about, let's see here. See about attaching or making a couple of those, couple little scales. And we're going to turn that up, and we're going to set this guy down and let him dry. This red one back here is done. We don't want to damage our fairy. And I have a spot here to glue magnet. Might as well do that. Let's see if I can find my E452,000. There we go. This looks like it's pretty much close to the end at times. There we go. We'll get a little bit out of that. Let's close this up and get it out of my horrible tiny little work area because I take everything over with other crap. There we go. All right. I got some magnets back here behind me. And they have a red line on them. No red line. I do red line up because I am doing this to have two magnets hit each other. This would push if it was out and I used it the wrong way. So just for habit's sake, up goes that way. So I don't know what Pippi's going crazy about, but she is going crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Huh. Maybe there isn't any left in this. Oh, no, there we go. I got a little use still. I think the diameter of this shrunk since I've had it air drying more. But we'll see if we can get the magnet pushed into that socket. Just do that. There we go. All right, let me go set this somewhere. So the magnet's facing up. It doesn't slide if it pops out of that hole. Ding. Let me just yell at my dog for a second.
Pippi, calm down!
Do you hear me yelling? She'll be barking again in a moment. All right, I'm using a little wipe to get glue that might still be on my hands. This down here is another experiment. I did a etch for a price sign for little shadow fairies that I do. I don't think I have any down here. They're just wooden cutouts of fairies that you hide around your house. I tried to use some inks on the wood to fill in the spot, but the inks were too thin and they bled out into the wood. So experiment failed. Let's just throw that out. No, bud. I don't know. Ow. You have to go. Weirdo. All right, sorry, bud. Gonna actually possibly maybe do something. I had that wad of aluminum foil made for something else and it didn't work, so I figured we'll take it out and use it for what I'm about to do. So, I've been tossing around the idea of doing candles. You know, sculpting a candle and uh, having a sculpture candle. I don't know. I'm having difficulty actually saying that. But I don't know what to do for one. So my idea is to do a face. I'm going to try and do a face. Hey, James. We got very lucky. We didn't get nearly what happened a little bit south of us. So we just had some thunder, some lightning. Didn't have a whole lot of high winds this time. We'll see if we're as lucky next time. I know central and southern Ohio really got hammered. I don't know how you guys did. All right. So yes, I'm going to try and do a candle. And I found some old coasters that we used to do this or that with. I have some slate. So I was going to try and make the head that I'm making so it will fit on a piece of slate. So if somebody's burning the candle, they could melt it on a stone or they could melt it on a coaster. And then I was thinking maybe I would do something on the laser table with etching a design on either one of them. I don't know. But so I have this out just so I can kind of measure what I'm doing. And I am just going to do a head, like a goblin head. Kind of like when I sculpt a doll head. It's going to be a candle. It's not going to have a body. So that's my plan. See about lifting this up a little higher again, too. That looks all right. Yeah, I talked to some vendor friends that have spots at the Ohio Renaissance Festival, and I guess it got hit really bad down there. And is that considered central Ohio between Columbus and Cincinnati, or is Columbus since? I mean, Columbus, I guess, is more central. Anyway, I guess they got hit pretty bad. Tornado touchdown down that way, but it missed the fairgrounds, but it was still high, very high winds. So I have these dragons rough outs that I did. I don't remember, last Sunday. And I'm just taking them apart, using the clay to make this head. Oof, it's warm down here. So with me doing this face as a candle, I'm imagining I'm going to have to do very soft, rounded lines. Because when I pour wax into a mold, I'm going to want it to come out of that mold easily, so I'm not going to want a lot of undercuts or any of that kind of stuff on there. I was thinking I would make this about 3 or 4 inches. I was thinking 4 inches tall, but that would be way up, about that high. 3 inches is right there, so I think a 3 inch head is it's a pretty good size, maybe. So we'll probably do 3 inches. And again, this material is the Monster Clay Soft. Go see if the extra natural gas heater is running. This is the time of year when it's like 74 down here, so I'm gonna change it. Yeesh. Thought it felt warm. So I have an extra natural gas like heater down in the basement, and because otherwise it's really cold down here, and it's not good for me doing silicone or resin or for my freeze babiness. But this time of year, when the temperature's fluctuating up into the 60s and 50s and then going back down into the 30s, it's hard to get that thing to find a sweet spot again, because it doesn't have a temperature setting, it just has a number setting. I think people had the nerve of walking past the house. So my dogs are going off and driving me cuckoo. And put the microphone back down. All right, let's see what kind of height we have with this now. So the nice thing about Monster Clay Soft is that you don't really have to microwave it to get it pliable to use it. The other problem is that it easily dents. All right, probably have this at about the height I want. Yeah, so we could take a little off later. I'm gonna try and make this shape of an egg now-ish. Wish there was a faster way to build up clay. I suppose there would be if I was just taking this right out of a... How far away are you? I'm trying to remember, James. Are you Akron or Canton? I'm doing a show in Akron at the zoo. The zoo is doing a Renaissance fair weekend. So there's going to be a bunch of vendors there. And I decided to try and join in, and I got accepted. So I'll be down there, it's next month. I think May 17th, 18th. This year. If this is listened to by anybody later, it's 2025. You don't have to look at the screen to see the date. All right, let's slap that there. Yeesh. All right, trying to figure out what type of face I should do. I think I'm gonna do a little pudgier. We're gonna, let's see here. Don't need that. We'll need this. We'll need that. We'll need this. Still needs more clay. Gonna have to go get my tub of monster clay. Ugh. The other nice thing when you're looking for positives and negatives with the monster clay, the soft, like I said, don't have to stick it in the microwave to make it soft. I can just use this and take clay out of the tub. Give myself more clay. Probably also helps that it's really warm in the basement right now. If this was Sculpting hard, this would be much more difficult to do. Let's just set that down there. Wait for it to spill over. And then body heat on this stuff works pretty quick to make it even a little more soft, more pliable. Let's slap a piece on this side. And then we're going to add one more chunk on the other side. And then we're going to draw some lines and lay out a face. Three views, huh? Wonder anybody stuck around for a moment. All right, let's add a little more mass over here. We got this dragon that was also roughed out, and then I just mucked about with doing some texturing on it. This was also a concept for shoulder. Thought it was too large, so I went smaller. I also have another stupid project sculpt. I think I'm changing up my dragon mug puppet. I think I'm still going to do that, but I think I'm moving it around in my build window. Really haven't done much this week. All right, so we're just going to slap that there. And should try and still make this more of a ball. I don't think I'm going to put any kind of hat or anything on this. I think I'm just going to make a face. It's been a while since I've done a face this size. This is even a little bit bigger than the art doll faces. All right, I think, what should I do? It's a little thin there. So I'm gonna add some mass here. What time is it? Let's kind of put it there and then bleed it out. That way. That way. Feathers the clay in. Kind of try and make it a ball. All right. I think I'm mostly okay. We're going to try and Pick a side. It's gonna be this way. Oh, that might be a good side. It's a little narrow there, but we can maybe try and build that up later. I really should try and attach it to something, but I really don't have any. Let's see what size is compared to this coaster. That's not horrible. I guess we can. We'll just try and let's say this will be our front. And let's draw a couple lines here. So normally human, your eyes are 3/4 or closer to halfway. It's not really halfway, it's a little higher, but that'll work. Nose maybe there. Mouth maybe there. I don't know what the hell that dog is.
Pippi! Pip! Pip!
All right, I'll be right back. Let me put up my I'll be right back sign. I'm gonna leave. All right, we're back. So I'm gonna put a line of clay along the bottom here. Attach this block to this piece of wood. That, and then holding onto that piece of wood might be a little bit better than me flipping the head around all the time. Maybe. I took it off camera, didn't I? Let's move this paint underneath here. Scoot forward. Stuff fell. The dog's just barking again already. Those people have no right walking up and down the road. All right. was already going to complain how soft this clay is. I don't know why I bought this. I'm sure when I did, I had something in mind. Maybe I thought I would use it mostly for doing molds, doing two-part molds, because I do use monster clay for that. Wonder if I should have made this more egg-shaped, going against my norm by not doing that. In reality, I could, if I wanted to make this perfectly round, I know I have eggs around here. I could have just used an egg and used much less clay. Just use the outside layer of clay. Ugh. Do, do, do. Huh, I do have these. 2¼ inches. That's all right. Oh, I think there's water in there. All right. I think I'm gonna try and put some material in for a chin, and that's gonna make me make the head a little taller, but we'll see. But since this is a candle, this will be the bottom that all the wax will get poured. We'll see if it sticks. I had no plan when I started this. Could use, do I have a mold for a slightly larger eye? I think I do. Ow. Just hit my myself in the head, in the eyeball. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I know I have a mold somewhere for like a 25 millimeter eyeball, I thought. But I have the organization skills of a person that doesn't have any organization skills. So Lord knows where the hell that mold is. And I'm not planning ahead for my lives. Uh, Maybe I can use this. This isn't the mold I was looking for, but ooh, maybe this is the mold I was looking for. This is an ice cube tray that I bought to use to make keys for molds. And I think I can probably just use this to make the eyes. Maybe. Tacky. I'm just going to take monster clay and smush it into here. Probably working in my hands like this. Oh, I never took my I'll be back shortly down, huh? Looking around that. There we go. So, let's try this. Huh. See, if this was monster clay hard, I poured it and let it sit in there, I would be able to just kind of pop it right out of there. But can't really do that with this monster clay. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Huh. Boo! Boo! Oh, it's silicone. I could just pop it right down there. I don't think I... What's this? That's just a texture mold. Down. Textures. Tints. Huh. Wasn't that something? Isn't that a fine howdy do? Yeah, there's that mold somewhere. Ugh. That's the mold I want. I'm just finding like resin castings of the mold I'm looking for. Lord knows where I put it. Because I'm crappy about doing the organization thing. Could be buried in here. Nothing there. It's probably on my casting table. Just not finding it over there. I don't think this one's gonna work. Maybe it will though. Yeah, this soft is too soft. As soon as I push it out, it does that. Where my finger pushed it. All right. Could just put a couple of these in there. That's not what I want to do though. All right. Well, future Steve will worry about that. Let's get this other crap worked out. So I could make another one. I have this sitting right here. Let's do that. Forgot what the cure time on this is. It's pretty quick. So that might be done real quick. So this is a two-part mold buddy. You can just do real simple little molds with it. Just equal parts A and B. Is that you back, James? I think it says I have another viewer. I noticed it was gone a little bit ago. Could be a new person. All right. I generally just eyeball this. And I also generally don't wear gloves for this mold putty. Although, if I looked up that FDA, I wonder what it would say. Oh, yeah. Avoid contact with eyes and skin. Do not take internally. Well, that makes sense. Makes sense. All right. So, this stuff does start to cure pretty quick. So, you got to mix it, use it. I am just going to make a very quick mold around this cabochon. And then we're going to let it cure right there. If I remember right, it's like 10 minutes and I should be able to use it, I think. So just get this all mixed up. Thing that happens though with this, if I try and do this, thinking I'm going to get a perfectly smooth mold out of it, it's a good chance I might not. Like if I push this on here and I have a line in here, that line might show up. So I'm going to try and get all of that there. And then I'm going to try and push it around that. Move this over here. And try and hopefully get what I want. Damn it. I might have just wasted some of this. I use this a lot for doing textures that I'm going to use on things like that. Like bark textures, stone textures. Just pushing some of this on a driveway will get a really cool texture to use for things. So we're going to leave that, see what the hell happens there. Yeah, I know I have a mold somewhere for this already. No idea. I'm going to use this cabochon though to push into this soft and kind of create a socket that I'm going to put. I don't want to use these because I want to kind of sculpt an eyeball into the monster clay pupil and stuff so that it shows up in the candle. So that'll work for now. I'm gonna go walk back over to my casting desk and keep this in my hand, warm it up. I'm still looking for the mold I know I have somewhere. That's a shoe. That's not a shoe. That's not what I want either. You can go up there. What are you? Oh, you're a little weird looking egg. Let's see. Now it's just a simple one-part mold I got somewhere. And they're not very large. They're pretty darn tiny. I got these tiny ones here, but hmm. Let's get this out of the way. I'll be right back. Is the famous last words. I will be. I mean, I'm still here, talking, right? Nonsensically. So that counts, right? For being here. Whoop, that fell. All right. Well, the Monster Clean my hand is very warm. And ready to go. Those are not eyeball molds. Very disappointing. I think the one I found is too tiny. It's not a 25 millimeter, it's like 12. Oops, almost tripped and fell. Let's unbury some stuff over on this side of the table. See if we see something. See if we see something hiding out in here. Yeah, didn't find it. I did find this one. That's probably only 12 millimeter. I'm thinking I want really big eyes in this. Well, this is the concept I want to do to make the eyeballs. Put them on there. Doop. Doop. Like that. And then there, we'll just use this for this purpose. Ding. Ding. Picture that, but bigger. Picture that, but bigger, bigger. Anyway, we'll see what happens with this. This is still a little soft. All right, I was gonna pop some stuff on here for our schnoz. Let's put a little material for the forehead. Man, I am melting. I'm sure for my purposes this will be fine. We'll find out. All right, I'm just kind of putting a little material up here for the forehead. Let's see if I put hair on this thing at all. What are you meowing about, kitty? Oh boy, that was a mistake. I acknowledged him. Just trying to look at him this way. Nose is going to become big and bulbous. I don't have the box for this anymore with the time frame. Wonder if an OK Google question had to answer that. Okay, Google. How long does amazing mold putty take to cure? 20 minutes. What do you think about that? How long would I do that? Maybe I'll finish this Saturday. Tomorrow, we're heading up to the Cleveland Natural History Museum tomorrow. Not tomorrow. It'd be nice if it was tomorrow, because that would mean tomorrow was Saturday and today was Friday night. But that's not what any of this is. All right, so I am just shaping material in place for a nose. I think I'm going to even go a little bit bulbous-er. I can really see also when you look at that, you can see how much rounder that is than that side. You look at it straight on. So we'll probably add a little here, try and make them match. I'm just going to add a little mask like right here and then feather it out. Let's see if my fingernail leaves a mark. Fingernail still left a mark. Can you see it from that camera? No, it's on the other side. It's way down. I stuck my fingernail right there. Shouldn't be able to leave a mark. It is mostly disappearing, so it's very close to fully cured. I don't think I did this. What time is it? 8? 20 minutes, it said? Yeah, I don't think I did this at 7:30 or 40. I don't know. So I just added a tiny bit of clay right here in the middle. I'm going to feather that lump. See if we can get it to match. Oh, you know what I just realized I could do too? Put my logo in the back of the head to work with. Is that closer? It's a little closer. Let's use calipers. I have a drawer full of my logo somewhere. I think I could use. I might have some over in my casting area. Let me go look. Ugh, sorry. I'll be back again. I'll be back. Back in town. Steve will be back. He'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be back. I do have a bunch of logos here. Let's see. We'll use this one. Doesn't really matter the color. Some of these I cast in colors because I attach them directly to things like this little devil. See, it's got my logo, and I cast it in red mica that looks like wax. This one is white. I think I'm going to end up putting it like right there. This thing is going to need to have I don't know what the hell I was going to say. I really just don't know what the hell I was going to say. That is much closer. Hi, cat. Let's see what happens here. Ready? Fingernail in And it still kind of took the nail a little bit, so where are we at? I think for me, for the time on this live, it looks like it says 120. So 130 live, this should definitely be cured. We'll see. I think I want to make this head a little taller also. And then let's see how weird this looks from the back. Yeah, I need to add some. Wonder if I'm gonna add a little material here too. Then I'm gonna dig out a circle for where that logo is gonna go. Shows I have a current viewer. All right, so let's dig this circle out and see about syncing that logo casting I showed you in here. I have to place an order for that monster clay. Hard. Let's see here. Oop, saved it. Almost fell. If I have a different one here, might be a little larger than that one. This is a little bit bigger. That's what we've been wanting to do right there. Okie dokie. already, so I got that in there. I think I'm gonna try and these little tiny lines that say Claude Raymond Design. Uh, when I did this logo and had the logo files printed out, I should have altered that font to be fatter, but this is how it looks in print. So anyway, all right, one more try here. Oh, very close to being fully cured. It might be fully cured. What time do we got? 125 in. Okay. This guy is not going to get pointy ears. He's going to get uh, rounded ears, more person looking, more like the guy back here. Ow, ow, ow. This guy right here. See him? He's a problem. So I was going to say, this guy back here. He's ears like that. So actually, the candle might end up looking more like a gnome than a goblin, since I keep calling this guy a gnome. There we go. Microphone's back. All right, sorry, kicking your butt out again. So, all right, I'm gonna put in some material for ears before I do this. Just give this a little more time. Just roll out 2 balls, about the same size. Close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. We're just gonna smush. Kind of like that. So, this little flatter edge is going to go toward the front. Kind of like that. Same thing with this. And I really want this to be close to the head because this is again going to be a wax candle with a wick coming out the top. A wick. Let's just shape a tiny bit, attach this a tiny bit. Well, we're gonna tweak this a lot. Let's see here. I'm gonna shave a bunch of this clay out of here for the ear. All right. Yep, I didn't do a good job. There's a big giant air bubble in there, I think. Oh no, I don't know. Ugh. So the whole purpose of this was just for me to get a perfectly round look so that I didn't have to try and sculpt it. I'm gonna warm this material up in my finger. Ow, ow, ow. Then we're gonna just put a couple eyeballs in here and we kind of have all the material in place to start pushing it around and shaping it more. Let's see what happens when I do this. Ta-da. I think we're gonna do the same thing. Make another one on the other side. Maybe this will be a red hat goblin. Red cap goblin? Hmm. I think I might. Warm that up in my hand for a moment. I'll sit back and you can stare at my profile while I take a look at a couple things. the hell that just was. Alright. This should be sufficiently warm for me to push into that mold. Here's the mold I made. So here's the mold. I just really heat it up. Normally, like, I would microwave monster clay and then pour it in and let it dry. But this soft is, yeah, it's soft. So I can just push it in here. And there's like a little bit of an imperfection over here, but for my purposes here, doesn't matter. They're pretty big eyes, but I kind of wanted that. I don't know if they're too big, but I think I'll put some material around this eye. We'll see how we like it. Normally, let's see here, I would use something like this to go like that. Oop, I pushed that one too far. That's the one I just made. The clay's a lot softer. And then I would do that. But I think I want much bigger eyes than that. Don't know what shape I have to do that with. If I have a piece of pipe. Oh, I might. So instead of redoing these, I think I'm just gonna push my thumbs around on it and make it get erased. Yeah, this one's much softer still. I think I am gonna take this one out. See how it's very soft still. Push back in here and pop it out. Now I'm thinking about it. This might have been the first one I did. What do I know? What do I know? So I do have a piece of pipe. My thought is I could put a pupil circle there, a little pupil circle over there. Then like that. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I might end up ripping all this out, but I'm gonna roll out a rough out piece. Roll out a rough out piece. Tiny smaller. tiny bit smaller, tiny smaller. So I'm gonna roll out a second piece about that big. See, normally this overhead would be on the side. Maybe I should switch that around here for a moment. Because I'm not doing anything flat. So if I reposition this guy that way, how's that? I don't know if that helps or not. All right, and I need to make 2 more of these. I'm so used to making smaller things. We'll hold that there. All right, let's roll this out. So put this material here. I think we're gonna probably do these 2 little eye top and bottom pieces and rough them in place. See if it's kind of happy, not happy at all, and then just end it there for the day. So we're gonna put that here, wrap it around there. And do the same thing about there to there. And feather this all out. Since this is the soft, it's really easy to do with the finger. We'll use this to, got Holden here. Darn cat. And let's feather all of this out. Do the other side. I really don't know what I was expected to do with this face, but I guess I'm gonna keep going with it just to see what the hell happens. Um, Again, since this is going to be cast as a candle, I really don't want to make these nostrils too predominant. So I'm just going to do very shallow little dips for the nostrils here. Lord. He's going to look silly, I think. And silly can be interesting. So far, here's our face. Wait, we can put him like that. Let's move that. Like that. Wait, where's my camera? There we go. Well, that just lost all of its bend. So there. I see what I did there. Hold on. Wait, wait. Is that still going to be the wrong way? Damn it. I was trying to fix my angle so that when I was pushing backwards, it wasn't. Ugh. Stay. Don't fall. Go up higher. That way. Don't fall. Come on. So anyway, I think we're going to make this nose bigger. Ooh, I just smashed this guy back here. But he's not made out of soft, so I didn't damage him. So yeah, I'm gonna actually warm up some clay right now, and I'm gonna make his nose a little bit bigger. Still need to work on the lips. I don't think we're gonna do anything else. I mean, we'll do more to this lip down here. Uh, Still need to do stuff to the eyes and the forehead. Uh, Here, let me take this toothpick and cut a piece off. And now we'll do an imitation wick. So in my head, I can see. So imitation wick right there. Oop, I quit warming that up. He does look worried. So I need to add material in here to build the cheeks up. Still need to build this up more. Uh, Still have to shape ears. Kind of just have the ear material in place here, but need to design and lay out the ears a little bit. Kind of like weird. This almost looks like reverse. Uh, like our ears are fatter up at the top, but this kind of looks like whatever I did. This is fat at the bottom. I kind of like that. It looks. Or I mean, our. Never mind. I don't know what the hell I just said. I'm getting tired. I'm old. 8:30 comes around and I start to shut down. Ooh. Do my whole sculpt like that. When I was a boy, we didn't have fancy polymers. All right, this got pretty soft because it's like 75 degrees down in my basement. Too warm. All right, this might be too much, but maybe not. How's that look for our nose? Profile would be kind of like that, unless I smush it in farther. Yeah, yeah, yo. I think that'd be good. Could build out the forehead a little bit more. Have to decide if I want to leave him bald or give him some hair. Goblins probably should be bald, huh? All right, I'm actually not. I was I was pretty lost there for a little bit, not knowing what the hell I was going to end up with, what my fingers were doing. Kind of just plop a piece of clay in here to make the bridge of the nose. All right, I am gonna do a little bit to the cheeks here, and then muck up out with the lower or the upper lip. Let's try and get two pieces of clay about the same. That's too much. Let's shrink this ball of clay. I am secretly this experiment, not secretly. I'm just trying to think of what future Claude Raymond design is. And I'm thinking of just doing custom design candles. Like there's people that go out and buy molds of wizards and dragons and skeletons and whatnot. And they do castings of those. I would do all my own designs and do candles. I don't know. It's an idea I'm tossing around with the way the world is. Before even the beginning of this year and what's arrived at everybody's doors. All right, let's just pop this material in place for the cheeks. I just know for a lot of artists and maker friends and developers and game makers that I know, and it's going to be a weird, questionable 2024. So there we go. Added that in. That helps with his cheeks a little, fills out the face a little. Next step would be to add a little material here to the upper lip. Maybe I'll push that up. Oh, that kind of, I don't know, did that help or not? Anybody notice the difference? I pushed it up. Hmm. All right, this is gonna be the last thing. I'm not gonna do the lower lip right now. I'm just gonna. Then I'll take a picture. All right, so let's roll this out. Maybe I will put a lower lip in. So we got that. Yeah, sure. Let's muck it out some more here. You know, I have a head that I was going to do as a doll. Hmm. It's another project. What the hell was I doing? Oh, lower lip. So push that around. Push that around. It's my lower lip. So I just lay that in there. All right. I think we're gonna cut it off now. What are we at? We're just 2 hours too. All right. Uh, put a little dimple here. We would texture this. Still needs a little more workout for me. A little more shaping. But I'm actually not horrified by what I have done here. I don't know if you hear my dog, but my dog is. All right. Thanks to anybody that watches this later. Again, Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi.com/Claude Raymond Design. If you care to donate towards the candle cause or the what are all my other projects that might lead to, oh, I got the other side in my casting area. I have molds just about ready to start. I got to put up some walls and pour molds for my silicone hands and head test. I got these little babies I don't know what to do with. Little sleeping babies. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I was thinking maybe I would do those in silicone too. I got that head, and then I made this head also, which this one looks drunk and sleepy. Ready? Somebody turn the music down. Got other crap around here too that. Anyway, all right, that's it. I'm gonna go. James, don't know if you're still out there, but thank you for your earlier comments. I'm going to stop streaming. Let me find my controller. I'm gonna go turn in and take a couple of photos of this guy uh, to share in some social media stuff too. Uh, I don't know. Would you buy a candle shaped like this that smells like leather? What should I do? Leather? I'll post this on Facebook. I'm going to stop talking. Nobody's there. James might be there. All right, I'm going to go. Thanks again to anybody that catches this later. Ko-Fi, Claude Ramon Design. All right, I'm going to go now. Good day.